Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Your Gift of the Present. I'm the host, Super Dave, Director of Training with Best Life Creation Society, and welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. We are in week 3 of this wonderful, powerful class, and I'm really, I'm really excited that we're putting this to words, and I'll tell you why. We talked about last week how we have the wonderful connection with mind and inner being, and we talked about how the idea is to be in the present moment. And we talked about how it's all about feeling good. But there's another even more powerful tool, which is the tool of manifesting. And interestingly enough, I'll be doing a class on this on Zoom in January. Details to come with our beautiful Michelle Shafir. So that's going to come too, and it's going to be called the Easy Button in 5 Steps. And so what we're going to go over is, in essence, a broad picture of that easy button. And so it's going to be very, very powerful because this is the key to manifesting. This is the key to how to establish the continuity with your manifestations, and also how to recognize like where you're at. You know, it's pretty easy to know where to go if you know where you're at, right? And so it's very powerful when we can look at those steps individually and plot out and go, which step am I in? And it's powerful because when we can do it from that beautiful present moment, then we're always forward focused. We're always ever moving forward. So yeah, so I'm really, really excited to share this. This is based off information from Abraham, but we're also going to best life-size it, of course, just like we do with everything. And yeah, I'm just really, really thrilled. Got a chance to work on this a little bit with Jen last night, just kind of making the ideas understood with the language a little bit deeper. And yeah, so does anyone have any questions before I get into this? I'll just start there. Okay.
Excited.
Awesome. I'm excited too. So let's do this. So this is very, very powerful. So this information comes from the book Ask and It's Given. It comes from Abraham's teachings. There's other personal development, you could say trainers that have talked about this. But I really like this because it's really succinct, but it's also very much stepped out. One of the biggest trip ups that people have with manifesting is that they don't know what step they're in. So it's kind of like, oh, do I need to go back and figure out how I did what I did? Da, 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 da. As soon as they're doing that, they're not in the present moment. Does that make sense, you guys? It's like, is because if we're reflecting back, it's just like I talked about with the analogy. Instead of driving forward, looking out the windshield, we're constantly looking in the rearview mirror like, oh, is it coming? Oh gosh, I hope that person doesn't come up. So we want to be forward focused, ever in the present, looking in front of us, looking forward, feeling good because we're here in that beautiful present moment. So I see Tracy just joined. Hey, Tracy.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome. Hi.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi.
Awesome.
I'm not video ready today, so
That's okay. It's no problem.
Perfect.
Oh, it's all perfect.
We love you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yes. Awesome.
Perfect. Awesome. And welcome who else joined. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. I hadn't even gotten into the meat and potatoes of today's class yet, so your timing is absolutely divinely given and perfect. So yeah, so the first thing to understand with this, the easy button in 5 steps, is step 1, which is, and feel free to take notes on this. Step 1 is asking. It's asking for what you want. It's real simple. Now, there's some cool caveats with this. The first is that when we ask for what we want, it's automatically, it's being done, because even through contrast, we're still in that space of asking. Because think about it, when we have those moments where we're like, oh, I don't want this, energetically we are firing out what we do want right then. The same amount of intensity of what we do want is being fired out when we manifest what we don't want. So all we have to do is just know that when we're asking, everything is being wonderfully taken care of. We don't have to do any extra things. We don't have to necessarily go into a space of like, yeah, but let me get all the details figured out on this. Let me figure out all the components and all the pieces. And no, it's like, I want blah, blah, blah. Or, gosh, I sure don't want blah, blah, blah. And then you're firing out what you want. So any questions or expansions on that first step right there? I know, simple. That's what's so cool
So,
about this.
yeah.
Go ahead, Jen.
So I love this. So I think for clarity's sake, there's different ways to ask, right? One
Yeah.
happens automatically, like Dave was, really was sharing. When you're experiencing any moment of contrast in your life, the opposite is automatically created as well, because everything has two ends of the spectrum, right? So it's automatically there. So that piece, it's, even though you may not have specifically asked it or requested it or wrote it on a piece of paper, that concept has already been created. The other way to ask is to be more intentional, like, I want this, and to list
Deliberate.
it out. So there are two ways to go about it, but either way, know that asking is occurring all the time. Whether you're doing it from a very deliberate standpoint or more just going through life and allowing different moments of contrast to do some of that asking for you. So
the sifting and the sorting. Yeah, I love that, Jen. I think that's brilliant. So it's that idea of deliberately asking, or, kind of letting life do the asking for you.
Yeah.
In essence.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's about really being a deliberate creator, or you've heard this term before too, being a creator by default. A lot of people out there are really just like, oh, why am I getting this? Da, 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 da. But they're not doing any deliberate asking of like what they really, really want. And so it's very powerful to know that we have that power. So yeah. You're gonna say something else, Jen?
Yeah, well, and a lot of that is just moving through the steps. A lot of times if you keep getting the same thing in your life, it's because you're kind of stuck in the same step.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
So
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So yeah, I saw some eyeballs are moving and looking up to the mind for maybe questions. So I want to just ask if there's any questions first before I continue through.
Well, Dave, I just have a comment, or I think I do. This is Sue.
Okay, go ahead, Sue.
Regarding explicitly asking for, quote, a thing or a situation or whatever, versus you're asking for it automatically. Throughout anything we have documented in history, right? All the greatest gurus, all the greatest religious leaders have always said the desires of your heart will be met. That doesn't always mean you have to put it in a language and write it down on a piece of paper and codify what exactly you're talking about, it seems to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right, Sue. Yep. It's, we live in a law of attraction based universe. It's working whether we're consciously aware of it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just that simple.
So well
Great
said.
comment, Sue.
So true. So true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you, Sue.
And I'm going to be on and off because my lawn guy's here. So
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Some of us have lawns at this time of year that still need tending to. Some of us have snow.
Some of us don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good point. We don't have that much of a lawn at this time of year, but it's been pretty warm and humid. So we have some lawn, and he's picking up branches and all that too. But every once in a while, he comes speeding by the porch with a noisy machine going. So.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah. Anything else? Okay, perfect. So step 2 is recognizing, really, guys, that when you've asked for what you wanted, it's already been vibrationally created, and that this is the universe's work. This is not any of your work. It's already being put together in the quickest, fastest, shortest route. Everything is being taken care of. But see, a lot of people are like, yeah, but how do I manifest this thing that I'm asking for? What do I got to do? What's the components of this? How am I going to go about this? That right there is basically going back to step 1. It's just asking in a different way. But if you now are in this beautiful space where you can trust and know that the law of attraction, like I said, is working consciously, whether you know it or not, and it's always working. It's working all the time without our conscious attention to it. I think that's a better way to say it. Without our conscious attention to it or not, it's always working. It is the law of attraction. But then realizing that when we've asked for what we wanted, it's already being created. But there's got to be that separation of the asking. And sometimes people get stuck on this too, because they ask and then they think if they ask in different ways that's going to bring it in faster. But sometimes that's like that point, like I said, where it's like, well, how am I going to do this? Or what do I need to do this? Or what's the component of this? And, and again, like Jen said, it's about really working through these steps so that way you're not stuck on one of these steps. So, yeah. So I see somebody maybe wanting to ask a question. No? Yeah, go ahead. Hi, Bada.
Professor, I have one question.
Yes.
Can you explain this with one simple example? Because this lecture is so deep, and I cannot understand some sequences here. Okay, and
Sure.
I need one simple example.
Sure. Perfect. So, and I want to see if I understood your question correctly. You're asking, can you give me an example of step 2? Is
Yeah.
that okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So I'll give a really good general one. Okay. Like a new car, right? So someone says, I want, and we'll just keep it, I want a new blue car, right? So that's the step 1, that's the asking. But what most people tend to do at step 2 is they start to not allow it to start coming into fruition. They just start going, yeah, and I need to figure out how to do this. I really need to figure out how to do this. Okay, so how am I going to be able to do the car? Who do I know that knows cars? Okay, what sort of thing and so what they've done, Byram, is instead of being at step 2, they've brought themselves back to step 1. They're just asking in different ways. They're asking about, okay, well, maybe if I can, they've already asked. It's kind of like this. There's a great analogy of if you went to a restaurant and you asked for a cheeseburger, you'd ask for the cheeseburger, but you wouldn't be yelling at the waiter like, a cheeseburger, a cheeseburger, a cheeseburger. I want a cheeseburger, a cheeseburger. Because the order, right? Because the order's already been it's been received. But sometimes what can happen is there can be some clarification where it's like maybe as you're going through this, you're going, ooh, actually with that cheeseburger, could I have Swiss cheese on it? As opposed to cheddar, like it's on the menu. And they'll go, sure. Well, the same thing could happen with the car. But the thing of getting into the how and the mechanics, so maybe you go, I don't really want a blue car anymore. I would like a blue car with a white interior. So there's some more of that like detail being unfolded, but you're not trying to figure out how to create that blue car with the white interior, or who's going to give it to me, or how's it going to come about, or how am I going to create the money for that, and all these different kind of things. So does that clarify it a little bit for you? I see you nodding your head, but I want to double check.
Yeah. Look, today I had an election in my university, and I missed for 3 weeks because I had another exams in another university, and that election was so deep in this week. But when I go in that elections, even that I miss elections for 3 weeks, I was so forward for all my colleagues, and in a last election, I blocked with question the professor, because I was composite my time with reading the books, and then I learned a lot of things, and that and Brian Tracy also, I use the books for that election, and when I make a question for professor, he was blocked, and she said, "You are so advanced." In another election, another professor said, "Listen to me, be carefully, because I am explaining you very important information, and that information, if you don't learn it now, you never can understand that, and that is very expensive. That is for example, if you want to buy one apartment, okay, for 5 minutes I can understand how is real price, For 5 minutes with formula, I can with mathematical equations that are professional formula secrets, okay? And I look it very carefully, and that said, listen to me, I explain you, and I will explain you 100 times, but you never understand this, because no one of my students understand this, just 2 in all this area, all Kosovo country. I said, oh, thank you very much. Is so problem? Yes. And I make some details question again. Professor, is if for months if we calculate per month this and for years this, and said, hey, you make a professional question. How you understand that? So if that's for me so simple, and that is a secret. What you said before that very important is to thank your mind. And
yes.
yeah, and when you said this in two level, for second steps is to not complex yourself. You know,
Yeah.
not to say I want this. Oh, how can I do this? You know, because if you want that, you must believe in that is coming.
Yes.
That is how I understand that.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and not to make you pressure, and not to do, like a small kid. I want chocolate. I want chocolate. I want chocolate. Or I want ice cream. No. Yeah, and that is how I understand that.
You
Okay?
nailed it. Yes, that's
so
perfect.
good.
That's exactly right, Bottom.
You know, that has happened so quickly. You know, and
Yeah.
that I speak with a director of company, and I said maybe for 3 months I will be there. No. You must be automatically. I will fight with my state. I need you near now. I swear I need you in my company. I need a head of company. I said, what you think who I am? I know your knowledge. I see how you speak, how you understand problems. I'm just take it easy, nothing else. I don't know what has happened, but I understand that it's happened very well because
Yeah.
the universe is make things better when we think, you know, better when we want to do. That is why. But when you are around with negative persons, you know, if, for example, if outside is so cold, even you are very hot, okay, the area is cold. You must to take something else to not have a cold, because even you are so hot and you love others, they are negative. They affect negative, and we cannot change people.
Correct.
We can advise them. We can help them how they can change itself.
That's
But
right.
we're not magician.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. It has to come from
And
within.
if you are not in the good position, in good area, you must find yourself when is your place who
Yeah.
people know your knowledge, and they respect your knowledge, and that is why people must move in another country, maybe in another area, in another classroom, in another school, to find itself where is his team. For example, someone know football. Mohamed Salah is a player, the best player in Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, but when he played for his country, he was so disappointed players. Okay, because this country lost the game in an international football area in Russia 2018. You know, and that is example. If you are even you are a very good player, or if you are a very good or smart person, or have your high level of knowledge, you must to find your stuff with the same frequency.
Yes.
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 Oh.
That ties into step 3.
Oh.
Ties into
Thank
step
you very
3.
much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Just I want to test myself. Do I understand what you explained?
Yeah, you're doing great. You're
It's
right on
good.
track. You're right on track. Yeah,
It's
you understand.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. Yes.
So good.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome, buddy. Awesome.
Okay.
So
And
excellent.
it's a perfect example too.
And I'm very hungry for step 3.
Oh, perfect. Well, you came to the right place. So I'm ready to feed you. Are you ready to eat? Okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. Oh, this is fun. I love it. Awesome, guys. Okay, perfect. So we have fun. Isn't this fun, guys? Just being playful. I mean, that's really what this is all about too. Being in the present. I mean, it's all about being playful. You know, none of this is serious. This is all very unserious. This is, you know, when you're in the present moment too. I haven't really said this fully, but you have the ability to grant people beingness too. You have this gorgeous ability to see everyone through the eyes of source. You have this wonderful, uncanny talent to be able to see the good and the gold of everyone automatically, not being like, oh, what's the goldenness? It's like, man, there's some real goldenness. This is great. Man, this is so good. Or even when you experience contrast, it's not like, oh, why did this happen? It's, wow, this is happening? Okay, this is really important for my vibration. What is it that I do want? So, and you guys are going to continue to feel that the more you get acclimated to this easy button in 5 steps. So with that being said, I'm going to continue to step 3. So feel free to take notes on this too. So here we go. Step 3. Step 3 is, drumroll please, receiving mode. This is where you are coming up to the vibrational frequency of what you asked for. This is the magic. And sometimes it can happen right away. Sometimes it'll take bits and pieces, but it's about really getting into alignment with what you asked for. You know, we have to recognize and feel out that the reason we ask for the things that we want is because we feel that we're going to feel a certain way after we've received it. So it's so powerful to know that when we come into that vibrational alignment of what we've asked for, now we're in that beautiful space of the receiving mode. But again, the thing that tends to trip people up is they ask and they don't ever get into the receiving mode. So to understand that there really is that separation between the asking and the receiving mode. And the separation is really created by you raising your frequency to what you've asked for. So yeah, and like I said, it can happen right away or it can happen in bits and pieces. So yeah, it's a great mode to be in. Receiving mode is a wonderful, wonderful space to be. It's yeah, and it's a piece that's missing oftentimes when discussed in personal development, because they have it the opposite way. They have the idea that when I get this, I'll feel good, but that completely negates step 1 and 2. Because it's really the idea that you feel good, and because you feel good and then allow the universe to do what it does, you know, you take your hands off the wheel, you order the cheeseburger, and then you go and, you know, visit with your friends, or if you're with your kids, you're watching them color, you know, the thing. Then, hey, here comes what you want, because you were feeling good. So you were feeling good in the asking of it. You were feeling good in the faith and the belief of, yes, it's totally coming. And you were feeling good in the receival of it. But there's even still 2 more steps after that. There's step 4 and there's step 5. And this is the big parts of the magic. So yeah, that's step 3. Anyone care to add anything or any question or yeah, anything to step 3?
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Espen.
Hey, Espen.
Hi, Espen.
Hi.
Hi.
I was
Hi, Espen.
writing it down now, this, and what's coming for me now from this new perspective is, isn't it like to turn this around? Because when you are in the present, you are in the receiving mode, right? And when you're then starting to ask, then you know it's moving quicker. Everything. That's just like I don't know. I just putting it out in some way. I'm just curious about it.
Perfect. I know Jen's got something because she raised her finger and I felt her intention. So
good.
Go ahead, Jen.
It's so good, right? And oh, you just skipped the gradients a little bit here too, Espen, and it's really, really good. But we are always in the receiving mode to a certain degree. It's just, what are we receiving? Are we receiving the question? Are we receiving the contrast? Or are we receiving what in step 2 was vibrationally created, right? And that's our time. And that's the difference between, are we receiving contrast or a question, step 1, right? Or and step 2, it's vibrationally created. That's the step where we come into a space of certainty, of knowingness. It's there, but it's not in the frequency of step 1. I'm going to have to, you know, okay, here was my question, or here was the experience I had where there was the lack, depending on, or here's my request, depending on whatever it is. Okay, what frequency is it? Knowing it's there. How can I match it? And coming into that space of receiving it. And depending on what it is, like Dave said, sometimes things come very quickly. They can come almost instantly. Sometimes things do take time, a little more time to come to full fruition. Maybe it's a project, so it takes a certain amount of weeks of time to come to be, or something that has, you know, a life, you know, a growth process involved with it. But all of that is delightful. All of that is magnificent. Other things can come pretty instantly, like I'm waiting to receive a check in the mail. It comes pretty instantly. You know, there's maybe a little bit of delay time till it comes, right? But once it comes, you got it. It's there. So it's a little more instant. Other things take a little more time. But you can tell. Now watch this. So say, for the example of if you were waiting to receive some money in the mail. I say check, but I know not everybody gets checks. But you're waiting to receive some money in the mail, whichever form you get that in the mail. And maybe you even got confirmation that it's coming, right? It's coming in the mail. They said it's coming. But if your vibrational frequency slips into a place of worry, doubt, I need to check, guess what? The mailman's not going to show up that day. There isn't going to be mail that day. Something happened. The package got delayed. That's all about your frequency, because instead of being in the, I'm delighted, here it is, ta-da, right. You were worried about it. You were still back a little bit doubting it. Right. And it's giving you evidence of where your frequency is at.
Yeah.
So you can tell, and once you get really, really comfortable with these steps, you can tell exactly where your frequency is at. And you'll learn to delight in the fact that, you know what, that's really good. It didn't show up on time, because it showed me where I was wobbling, or where I wasn't fully shifting into my frequency, where I was kind of doubting it, or I was thinking about it too much, right? And instead of being fully in the receiving, it's on its way, it's coming. I already feel it in my bank account. I know it's in here, and it's how I feel, and da-da-da-da, and moving forward. So I don't know if that helps at all, but
yeah, that was very, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have one student.
Yeah.
She was in a mimosa training, and when I said to her, "You are so rich," and she was amazing of that, you know. And he write me in Facebook and said, "How you said me that I am so rich?" Because I said, "You are. I feel that you are." And she said me, "I want car because I passed the license of driver." He said, "Okay, make your muscle technique," and okay, I'm making a exam for license. Okay, and that for me was the holy moment. Okay, because I need to practice with others. Okay, and that's okay. And she said, I said, to have first you must have your feel that you have your car. Okay, and you must design which car you want, okay, and which color you want, and anything, and that. But you must be sincere with yourself. Do you want more the car or a laptop? Because she is student in architecture, okay, and if you want a laptop, you know, new laptop, that make a difference, because you fight with your wish. And you must to select which is your priority. For example, you passed in a short time your exam for license driver, and now you are amateur, and maybe God want to save you for a little bit, because if you are amateur and in traffic is very difficult for amateurs, you can make accident, and automatically you can lose your studies. And
so
universe want to save you.
So good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And sometimes we not have, for example, when I lost this exam, I was happy, you know?
Yes.
Why I was happy? Because I understand my mistake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Even I know that exam. I swear, this exam I know better than professor. I swear. Because the professor don't know English. You know, and that exam I prepare for English. I have this. Oh yeah. This book, all this book I have, and that side. And I prepare 2,000 pages. Each of them more 15 times I read. You know, I was very surely I was past that, but that wasn't my moment. I feel that, and I understand the message.
You're gonna love step 5.
Ah, so good.
Because sometimes we forgot ourselves. Sometimes we didn't respect ourselves. And when you don't respect yourself, you are a loser.
You're gonna love step 5. I'm gonna
I don't
Okay.
you're giving a perfect
I-
example of step
I
5.
am in diet from meat and food, but I need to eat more steps. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, you're welcome. I love it.
That's a good example.
There's lots of deliciousness to digest here, gang. So this is perfect. You know, so you know, the other thing too to remember with all of this, in the bigger scope of all of this, it's the feeling, right? So whether it's something whether it's the general, whether it's something that has a lot of specifics, it always boils down to the feeling. Always, 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 because that feeling is the connection to who we truly are, right? It's that connection to the present moment. So even when we're in that receiving mode, it's not about the details necessarily, unless those details feel good. If not, sometimes it might be a feeling of just feeling general. So this is perfect, and I want to continue to feed. So, yeah. Hi, Basire. I see you. Don't know if she can hear me or not, so it's all good. So this is really, really powerful. Let's go on to step 4. Step 4 is awesome because step 4 is basically where you get good at receiving. And you get good at it. You know that it's easy to receive. See, a lot of people, they get into like just a moment of being in the receiving mode, but then here's what they do. You ready for this? They go, wait, I need to figure out how this is working. Guess what? They're now in the past. They're not in the present mode. They're no longer in the receiving mode. They're like, oh, let me figure out how I manifested this. Or let me see if I'm doing this right. Or let me see if this makes sense. Let me see if I'm really in vibrational alignment. The second they do all that, instead of just enjoying the beautiful receiving mode, they're out of the present moment. But just like Jen said too, when we're in that receiving mode, not only are we going to receive what we've been asking for, but we're going to receive other things that match the vibration that we've put out there. So like if we're going, oh my God, I'm just feeling so, we'll just take an easy one. I'm feeling so abundant. Gosh, I'm just feeling so abundant. Man, I'm just feeling so abundant. Guess what, gang? Not only what you want is coming to you, but you're going to attract other circumstances, situation, people, and events, and other like-minded thoughts that match that vibration of abundance. That's why staying in the receiving mode is so rewarding and so fun. And it doesn't mean you're never going to get back into step 1, but it's really fun to get good at the receiving mode, to just enjoy it, to enjoy all of the wonderful blessings and gifts that life has to offer by being in that beautiful receiving mode. So that's step 4. Get good at receiving. Yeah. Easy to receive. So, and we're almost to step 5. So yum, 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 right? Lots of yum yums. Lots of delicious yum yums. So you guys ready for step 5?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Step 5 is contrast. What? Step 5 is contrast. Step 5 is understanding that, look, we don't have any sort of control over the contrast of the universe. And thank you, universe, for the beautiful contrast, because it means that there's more things to receive. So Byram, when you said, it was so good, I didn't pass this test, man, this was so good that this thing that I wanted didn't happen, but you didn't let it shift your vibration. Oh my gosh. Then look what you manifested. This guy who wants to work with you in Sweden, and I'm sure some other amazing things, and this amazing thing, and that amazing thing. Yeah. It's because of your vibration in that moment of contrast. Because most people do this. They're feeling good, they're getting good at receiving, but then they don't actually go into step 5. They go back to step 1 because they get all frustrated and they start asking with anger, oh, I can't believe this didn't happen. I deserve better. That's not step 5. But what you did was step 5, where it's like, This is great. This just means there's more opportunities out there to receive. I have a very funny story. I want to share this with you guys. And I shared this with Jen. It's great. I was cleaning my my space the other day with, I still laugh because it's so funny. It's such a good example of step 5. So I'm like almost done cleaning my space. And I thought I was in the present moment, but I hadn't eaten, lunch, or, maybe I was a little bit hungry. And so I was emptying my vacuum into the trash can, and I thought I dropped the lid in the trash can. But that's because I had a new vacuum, and with my old vacuum, the lid would pop off completely. This one didn't fall off, and so I actually didn't even know it, but I start digging through the trash, and I'm like looking for this thing, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? And so I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I need to get this lid back on so I can finish my freaking space, and I'm like, and I'm really in the contrast, right, guys? And so then if all of a sudden, like after I finally dumped the entire bag of trash, like, on my floor, I go, wait a second. And I'm like, this is really good. This is happening for my vibration. What is it that I do want? And literally, like the heavens, just coming down, just being connected in the moment to source. Source goes, raise your vibration. And I was like, right. And so as soon as I said, raise my vibration, I was like, there's no reason to freak out about this. This is not a big deal at all. But it was only a matter of seconds, right? It wasn't like a matter of like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or hours. And it was just like, okay. So then I was like, I got this thought from my mind working with Inner Being. It says, retake a look at your canister. So I did. Guess what, guys? My cap was on the whole time, but it didn't look like it because the way the cap is designed, it was more like a crescent as opposed to a big circle. So I was like, it's been there the whole time. I think I'm going to go eat. So vacuumed my space, felt hilarious about it, shared it with Jen later. She's like, that's awesome. I'm like, yeah, more things to receive. But that's what I'm talking about. That's step 5. Because I could have and we've seen this, right? We've seen people get so upset over what they're not wanting. Maybe they would have thrown the vacuum cleaner away. There's nothing wrong with the vacuum cleaner. But there was something absolutely off with my vibration in that moment. And so because I had been so there and wonderfully understanding and aware of my own personal vibration, I was able to go, okay, this is really important. This is happening for my vibration. What is it that I do want? And then those thoughts, those inspired thoughts came in instantaneously.
So good.
Yeah.
Find a freaking lid.
Can I share a story almost like that, but different?
Absolutely. Yeah, please, Pauline. That sounds fantastic.
It was, I got out of alignment, and I had used my driver's license to show my ID at the post office, and I didn't put it back in its usual place. So the next day I was checking at home, and I went, oh, I must have put it in the pocket. But the thought of losing it and what I had to do, which is not a big deal to replace it, but steps would have to be taken, I got out of alignment and started thinking, I got anxious. So I looked where I thought it was, and I didn't find it. And so then I thought, okay, I'm going to have to go back to the post office, see if it's there and all that. And I just took off on my errand. And then I realized I was upset, and I thought, what do you really want? So I pulled off to the road, and I thought, I want my driver's license back in the place where it always is, in my wallet. So by that time I quiet myself down, and then the thought came to me to go back to the same pocket I had checked. So I did, and it was there. It had just gotten in between 2 pieces of paper. Exactly the same thing. But because I was anxious, I took myself out of the place I wanted to be. So it's
Right.
that big thing that I've learned through Best Life is to stop. What do I want?
Yes.
What do I want? And
Absolutely.
then give it, visualize it, and then wait for the inspired thought that comes automatically with it. It's awesome.
That's
Okay?
perfect. Thank you. Perfect step 5
That
example.
fast.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. That's exactly right. Thank you, Pauline. What a great
You're welcome.
story.
Thank you, Dave. I love yours better, but I thought it's nice to hear a second one.
Really good. Oh, it's really good.
Well, thank
Dave,
you. Yes, Badrum.
I want to connect with this 5-step.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I lose the exam,
Uh-huh.
in tomorrow, the director of a company, of student company, called me to make a contract.
Yeah. Poof.
When I go there, I make a contract, give a signature and anything, okay? And then when I see my surname was changing, I have
Okay.
surname Tarshani, and they write Tarshana, you know,
Oh.
E-R.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
in official things, that is a very big mistake.
Yeah, for sure.
Just for one symbol is another person.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I see, oh, wait, we make a mistake. And
Yeah.
they said, it's not problem, just one symbol. I said, yeah, it's over. We have just one mistake, it's okay, and it's over. And then,
Right.
They said, give us 24 hours, because when they change the situation, okay, they need official to change this. And then
Right.
in tomorrow, I have in Wednesday, I have exam with my students, you know.
Yeah.
And I pick all my documents, what I need for visa. And after Wednesday, I go I take the contract, right contract. Other person come from another country in a 4:30 minutes in the morning, you know. That is midnight here. And he take me with his car, because I know and Serbian language and Macedonian, Bulgaria, Serbia, Montenegro, all they speak Croatia, they all speak Vojvodina, they speak Serbian, okay, and then that is very important. And they need my language, okay, and then they take me in another city in Ferizaj with another car, new car, and like a boss, you know. They bring me when I want, you know. Anything was very perfect, you know. And I just like a little bit of interpreter, okay. And when I fix all documents, just a moment, please.
Yeah.
Babi, klutem, hinte za roštoće, uro pijeni čaj. Hajde, babi, hajde, klutem, hajde. Okay? My son come from football. He has a play. And now he want to, it says, I'm coming, so go, drink one coffee in the restaurant, and it's okay. I'm coming to take you. Okay? And, yeah.
Awesome, buddy.
And then because that is very big moment, and for him it will be very enjoyed, but after the football to drink one tea or coffee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Celebrate.
And then
win-win, high vibration.
Yeah, win-win. Yeah, that is very, very good in negotiation for business. That a win-win solution is the best.
Yes.
You know, and all the time, in the street where we were driving together, they had a panic. You know, they had a panic. Do they accept? You know, here in Kosovo, you know that we are isolated country, and just for one visa, work visa, if you apply. If you have a contract, you must wait minimum 1 year, you know, or 2 years.
Wow.
To take visa. That is
long.
And I don't wait. Without chairman, I go, blah, blah. Hello. Is the ambassador of Sweden? Yes, we have a contract and we apply visa. Okay, blah, blah, blah.
I love it.
High vibration.
I love it. Exactly. There you go.
Where is our chairman today? I was, what you do? I said, nothing. I just explained we need to take visa and we need to apply for visa. I need for today to finish this term. You know?
So perfect.
Love it.
Perfect.
It's so perfect because, you know, it ties into, we've heard when your attitudes are right, the facts don't count, right? Other synonyms are when your feelings are right, the facts don't count. And when your energy is right, the facts don't count. So, yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Different ways.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And Byron, when you went in there to get the visa, you had no doubt you were going to get it.
He walked away. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, here he comes back.
He's come back. Oh, he's got his little
Oh,
one.
he's got his little,
Aww. Ooh, sunshine. Look at that.
cute.
Oh, Hi.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Look at that
so sweet. Oh, she's eating the earbud.
Tasty
love it.
earbud. Tasty earbud. Delicious.
Oh,
Gotta love it.
Aw.
that's
So perfect.
great.
That's exactly right, Bidem. You know, I mean, that's just awesome. Sue said something to you too, Bidem, and she had a question for you. So I don't know if you can come off mute.
No. Yep. Byram, I just had a comment, was that when you went in to get the visa after you already had the contract, you had no doubt you were going to get it. You said, well, just go and explain to them and they'll give it to me. And they did.
So can you repeat again question, because I have
It wasn't a question.
many members here now.
Oh no, it's not a question. It was a comment. That was me. I apologize.
It was just a comment, not a question.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I just observed that when you decided you were going to get the visa and not wait 2 years, you just had no doubt you were going to get it. You went in, explained to them the situation, said, I have a contract, I need the visa now, and you got it. You had no doubt that you were going to get it.
No, the time for taking visa now is 2 months, because
Right.
they must look a contract there and a contract here, and that is control of state. And also the time now is Christmas and the celebration time for all countries, and no one
Right.
working. And that
Right.
is it's normal for me, because I need for 2 months to be here, because I must to finish this exam in
Yeah.
universities and diploma. And for me, it's okay now. But to wait for application 2 weeks,
Right.
2
Yeah.
2 years,
Right.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, that's,
Yeah.
yes, that's what I meant.
I love it.
Perfect.
No,
It was
that's-
perfect
Yeah.
for you.
That is very great, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
So
But I know, I swear, that is a very good gift from God.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
this as a team. You know, some members of I Am Power, you know, because in I Am Power, just Mimosa is the trainer, okay, and just she make lections, okay, and even she's so smart. He's so smart, just in one level, you know, and just one way, you know, just in one accept, you know, you all of you.
She
Or
has
man-
something.
You know, all of you have many trainers, and any one of you have his power, you know, and is focus it in one way, and that is so powerful, you know. And when I go to her lections, even that she's so smart, always she speaks just how this Trudeau, you know, how he make election step by step, word by word. No, that is a rule, but you must to have your own identity, okay? Your own style, your own presentation, your own lections, you know, your own examples, you know, just to copy, tuck, 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 like a robot, just to translate. That's your first lecture. You know, you are just interpret, nothing else. You have your own strategy, your own way, you know, not because she's helping too much people, but not but not to copy others. You know, you must have your own. Yeah.
Yeah. Your own experiences. Yeah.
Yeah.
We agree, baby. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right.
She said yeah.
Yeah, she did.
So good.
Yeah.
Thank you very
So-
much.
I mean, that's brilliant, Bidem. That's brilliant.
perfect.
That's exactly what we're talking about. I mean, you know, and that's what's so cool about understanding these 5 steps is because you're creating your own experiences. You're creators. You're not regurgitators.
In next week, I think that I will give with Tineke what she done with and Tineke work so hard, you know. She
Awesome.
worked so hard, you know?
That's awesome.
I will make an interview with her, you know, that she have this tradition, and I will prepare. Yeah, because I have maybe 3,000 followers, you know, in Facebook.
Cool.
Yes.
And I will
Nice.
before write
Nice.
this description when we have a chairman for that, and I think that it will be like for the 20 this year. For this year, that is the couple of titles, you know, and many people. I will be open and I will tell them when you need to have for something. We have a team, and that team is so strong. And our team will help you for anything what you need for advices, strong advice. be a part of training. You contract with you directly, okay? And I think that we will be so strong, I need more and more advice, and I need more and more to learn. But that's what
Yes.
is it.
I love it.
We will be
I love
winner because we all win, and that is okay.
I love it, Biden.
And we have 6 level.
So good.
Do we have a 6 step?
Oh,
No.
here's what's so awesome about it. There is no 6 step.
No.
There's only there's only 5.
There's
There's
maybe
only
there is a dessert somewhere.
Yeah. Brit, it's funny you say that because the dessert is I got some freedom release method that we're gonna do.
All right.
So got a couple releases. So guys ready? You guys ready? You guys ready
Yes.
for dessert? Okay, terrific. Awesome.
And I want here to thank to use this moment to thanks so much Aspen, because in one critical moment he was helping me so much. Maybe for him was just a little bit advice, but for me was a very strong advice,
Yes.
And that, for example, in this moment to come my child in office will be that was for me was pressure. Another guy called me phone. The 3 of them come here in my room. What is happening? Where his father is? And for me will be this moment before the advice of Aspen will be like a nuclear bomb of nervous. I will be nervous. Go out. Now I'm playing with them. I said, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Because I'm in training here, and they understand me like, okay, we do this. And they speak very quietly. Thank you, Aspen. Thank you, Aspen.
Thank you, Aspen.
Wonderful.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
How I was nervous in that moment, and he said, "You wish it's your order." Oh my God! How can I make that? Thank you very much, and also great.
So good.
And my trainer, also my trainer, my coach. But I hope so. I will pass the exam. It's very difficult exam. Yeah.
You'll do great.
Yes.
No, and is that problem to learn about that? The problem is that all the students are so busy, and I cannot keep them to make training because homework is to make training with each other, and it's so difficult to contact them. Okay, for example,
Contrast.
that from Suela is now chief of cooking in Germany. This Janeta is an interpreter from Empower. She translates all of this Trudeau lections. What he done, they always translate for Empower website fan page. And then this another from Dorina. Dorina, she is so busy in this area now because she's make a sport from singers. That is now the new year here, and we celebrate. We are just for celebration, birth to celebrate. And she's so busy also, and also she make a big project with one sports singer or whatever, and she's also busy. And for me, it's very difficult to keep people for training. And I make training with others. Maybe now is number for 20. Yeah, and when I pass this exam, when I take this certificate, I want to go in my school and to speak with director to said, give me most students, my troublemaker in school. I want 10 of them to work with them, and just for 2 weeks. Okay.
Wow.
If I don't change 5 of them results with study and with presentation in school, I will leave the work as professor. I don't tell him. I don't tell him I have a visa for Sweden. I don't tell him. Okay.
You are funny.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know
Awesome.
what? In a Wednesday, when I have a test with my students, no one of them, even they are very troublemaker with other professors, no one of them make a mistake. No, all of them come present in a test. You know, always students have a reason to not come in a test, in exam.
Yes.
All of them come in my test and they learn so much. And I said to them, why you make the test perfectly for me? Why you do that? Oh, professor, we respect you. And that is professor. And it was shame for us to not learn your lections.
Nice.
Very nice.
That was so, but this
Perfect. This is good. Yeah. Well, you know, this is the steps, man. Contrast, right? Step 5. It's about just wonderfully having that ability, you know. And
this week was with this very big step.
Yeah. They're all big steps, and the deal is it's steps 1 through 5, not steps 5 through 4 or 3, 5, 2, or it's 1 through 5, and it is the easy button in 5 steps, so it's perfect. So with that being said, let's do a little bit of freedom release method here, guys. This is going to be very, very powerful. I really feel this. So awesome. Here we go. So go ahead, every guys, please take a cleansing breath. Terrific. Good. All right. If I could have one person breathe so that for the people that are not on video can just hear and stay on track as an anchor. So take a deep breath in. Yeah. I release all blocks and barriers with allowing, with staying in the receiving mode. Good. Okay. I'm just watching. Okay. I release all blocks and barriers with pure love energy, with staying in the receiving mode. Good. I'm not hearing anything on my end. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Jen, go ahead and talk. Is it working?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
I couldn't hear you.
okay.
I couldn't hear you breathing for some reason. So that
Okay.
was weird. We'll try that again. We'll just continue. Okay. Awesome. I release all blocks and barriers with happiness, with staying in the receiving mode. Terrific. Perfect. Lots of breaths. Fantastic, guys. Love it. A lot of receiving on that. I release all blocks and barriers with expansion, with staying in the receiving mode. Perfect. Good. Good. Very good. Good. And one more on that. I release all blocks and barriers with any earlier similar blocks and barriers with staying in the receiving mode. Awesome. We'll do that one again real quick. Deep breath in. I release all blocks and barriers with any earlier similar blocks and barriers with staying in the receiving mode. Terrific. Good. Okay, next release. Here we go. Deep breath in.
You know how I feel now? Like his side of my head, you know?
Yeah.
Like some bears take out, like an egg, you know? Like, something like was, I think it was something like pushing my head down, you know?
Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
like here, this area, you know? This area.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I feel it better. For 3
Perfect.
times that was happened. Poof, poof, poof.
Poof, poof, poof. Perfect. Well, it's energy, you know, moving out the energy. So let's continue moving with the energy here. Yeah, this one's really good. So next release. Deep breath in. I release all blocks and barriers with allowing, with contrast is more things to receive. Awesome. We'll do that one again. I saw big yawns there from a few guys. So deep breath in. I release all blocks and barriers with allowing, with contrast is more things to receive. Awesome. I release all blocks and barriers with playful. With contrast is more things to receive. Good. I release all blocks and barriers with abundance. Oh, we'll slow down for a second. Sorry. Good. Okay. I release all blocks and barriers with abundance. With contrast is more things to receive. Terrific. Good. 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 Good.
Do you
Almost
know how
done.
I feel now?
How do you feel now, Bottom?
You know, we are near to sea. You know?
No.
In
Near
the
the
mountain.
sea.
You are,
Near the sea. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Near the sea. Yeah.
yeah. In the morning, in one high level of mountain, you know,
Yeah.
and you are on the top, you know.
Yeah.
You are open like this, and you are so early before
Yes.
the sunshine, you know. And
Yes.
that is how I feel now. Let's say.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yes.
I love it.
So
Fantastic.
good.
Awesome, Bottom. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Beautiful.
Perfect. And we just got one more release with this, guys. So here we go. I release all blocks and barriers with any earlier similar blocks and barriers. With contrast is more things to receive. Awesome, guys. Let's do a few fill-ups, and then we'll just about wrap it up. So fill-up time. Deep breath in. I'm filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation that it's so easy for me to stay in the receiving mode. Good. 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 I'm filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation that when I'm feeling good and in vibrational alignment with what I want, it's right there. It's coming to meet me. Good. I'm filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation to understand the 5 easy steps to manifesting. Good. Good. I'm filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation that my awareness of where I am in these 5 steps is so freeing. Perfect. Good. Good. I'm filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation that contrast is more things to receive. Yeah, Pauline, I saw you. Yay! Waving your hands. I love it. Yes, totally. Just a couple more fill-ups, guys. Here we go. I'm filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation that when contrast happens, I can say, this is important for my vibration. What is it that I do want?
Oh my goodness.
Awesome. Perfect. Awesome. I love it. A lot of energy releasing. Fantastic. And one more, guys. I'm filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation that I can be, do, and have anything and everything I want, including contrast, because I'm enjoying my gift of the present. Terrific. Look at all these people, these shiny people. How you guys feeling?
Wow.
Super
Terrific.
great.
Awesome.
Terrific. So yeah, guys, just as a quick recap, ask. It automatically takes place, whether you ask through contrast or whether you ask deliberately. Remember, step 2, vibration created. It's not your work. It's the universe's work. Let us do its thing. 3, receiving mode. Come up to the vibrational frequency. It'll happen usually right away or sometimes bits and pieces. Step 4, get good at receiving. Make sure that you know that it's easy to receive. Step 5, contrast. more things to receive. So I love you guys so much. This was super fun. Thanks for staying a few extra minutes with me. And we'll be wrapping up. Look at that. And the time is 11:11. Talk about beautiful divine timing and the way this all works. So love you guys so much. And until we speak again, this is Super Dave signing off. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Super Dave. Thank you, everyone.
Love you.
Great
Love you
class.
guys.
Wonderful to be
Guys.
with you. Bye-bye.
Love you
Guys.
all. Happy
Love you,
day, everyone. Love you. This is
Love
so
you.
awesome. Love you so much. Bye-bye.